Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're taking our cooking skills to the great outdoors. Forget the kitchen oven. We're going to roast a whole, juicy, incredibly flavorful chicken right here in nature over an open fire. There's something truly special about cooking this waver, the smell of the wood smoke, the sounds of the wilderness, and the taste of food cooked with patience and a bit of rustic charm. It's an experience that connects us back to the basics, and the result is absolutely delicious. So, if you're ready for an adventure and a feast, stick around. We're about to make the best roasted chicken you've ever had. Let's get started. First things first, let's talk about our star of the show, the chicken. I've got a beautiful, plump, free-range bird here. When you're cooking with simple methods, the quality of your ingredients really shines through. Before I left home, I gave it a good rinse, patted it completely dry with paper towels. This is key for crispy skin, and now it's ready for seasoning. We're keeping the seasoning simple but powerful to complement the smoky flavor from the fire. In this bowl, I've got a mix of coarse sea salt, freshly cracked black pepper, a generous amount of smoked paprika for that lovely color and smoky boost, some garlic powder, onion powder, and a good handful of dried herbs. I'm using a mix of thyme and rosemary, which are classic pairings for roast chicken. I'm just going to mix all of this together with my fingers. The aroma is already incredible. Now, we're going to give our chicken a good massage with this rub. Don't be shy here. You want to get it all over the bird, under the wings, in the cavity, and most importantly, under the skin. Gently separate the skin from the breast meat with your fingers, and then push some of that seasoning mix right in there. This is a pro tip for getting flavor deep into the meat and helping to keep the breast meat moist and juicy. We'll also stuff the cavity. I've got half a lemon, a couple of cloves of garlic, and a few sprigs of fresh rosemary. This will steam from the inside, perfuming the meat and adding another layer of fantastic flavor. With our chicken seasoned and ready to go, it's time to talk about the most important part of our setup, the fire. Fire management is everything when it comes to open fire cooking. You don't want to cook over roaring flames. That will just scorch the outside and leave the inside raw. What we need is a beautiful, consistent bed of hot coals. I've already got a fire going here, and I've been letting it burn down for a little while. I'm using hardwood, like oak, which burns hot and long, creating perfect embers for cooking, while the fire continues to burn down to coals. Let's prep our cooking rig. Today, I'm using a simple tripod and a chain to suspend the chicken over the heat. This method gives us incredible control. We can raise or lower the chicken to manage the cooking temperature perfectly. I'm also going to use a bit of butcher's twine to truss the chicken. Trussing simply means tying it up. This helps the chicken cook more evenly by keeping the wings and legs close to the body so they don't dry out before the breast is cooked. Alright, our fire has burned down to a beautiful bed of glowing red and white coals. You can feel the intense, even heat coming off it. This is exactly what we want. I've positioned my tripod over the coals, and now it's time to hang our bird. I'll just hook the trussing string onto the chain. I'm starting it a bit high to let it acclimate to the heat. See how it's slowly starting to turn? This gentle rotation is going to help it cook evenly on all sides. The goal here is low and slow. We're aiming for a cooking time of about an hour and a half to 2 hours, depending on the size of the chicken and the heat of our fire. Now, for the hardest part, waiting. But the process is part of the fun. As it cooks, you'll see the fat start to render and drip down onto the coals. That sizzle and the smell of the chicken fat vaporizing and smoking back up onto the bird is pure magic. That's a layer of flavor you just can't get in a conventional oven. We're about 45 minutes in, and just look at that color. It's starting to turn a beautiful golden brown. The skin is getting tighter and you can see it starting to crisp up. The whole area smells absolutely divine. I'm going to lower it just a little bit closer to the coals now to really work on crisping up that skin. One thing I like to do is to have a little basting mixture ready. In this cup, I have some melted butter, a little more garlic, and some of the leftover herbs. I'm just going to gently brush this all over the chicken. This adds more flavor, helps the browning process, and keeps the skin from getting too dry. Let's talk about how to know when it's done. The most reliable way is to use a meat thermometer. You want the internal temperature in the thickest part of the thigh, without touching the bone, to be at least 165 degrees Fahrenheit or 74 Celsius. If you don't have a thermometer, you can pierce the thigh with a skewer. If the juices run clear, it's a very good sign that it's cooked through. Also, the legs should feel loose and wiggle easily in their sockets. We're getting close. The color is a deep, rich mahogany. The skin looks incredibly crispy. The aroma is making my stomach rumble. I'm just checking the temperature now, and we are there, perfectly cooked. Now, I'm going to carefully take it off the heat. This is a crucial step. You must let it rest. I'm going to place it on this cutting board and let it sit for about 10 to 15 minutes. This allows all those juices that have been circulating to redistribute back into the meat. If you cut into it right away, all that delicious moisture will just pour out, and you'll end up with dry chicken. Patience is a virtue, especially in cooking. All right, the moment of truth has arrived. The chicken has rested, and it's time to carve this masterpiece. Listen to that crackle as the knife goes through the skin. That's the sound of success. I'll start by removing the leg and thigh, then the wings, and finally slicing the breast meat. Look at how juicy and tender that meat is. It's just falling off the bone. The meat is perfectly white and moist, and you can see that beautiful smoke ring just under the skin. I'm going to plate this up with some simple sides. I prepared a fresh salad and some roasted potatoes. I cooked in the embers wrapped in foil. But honestly, the chicken is the star. Let's have a taste. Wow, that is just incredible. The smokiness from the fire, the savory herbs, the hint of lemon from the inside. It's a symphony of flavors, and the skin is so crispy and delicious. This is, without a doubt, one of the best roasted chickens I've ever eaten. Cooking a whole chicken over an open fire might seem intimidating, but as you've seen, it's actually a very simple and rewarding process. It's about connecting with your food and the environment around you. It forces you to slow down and enjoy the moment. I really hope this inspires you to get outside and try it for yourself. You won't regret it. Thank you so much for joining me on this outdoor cooking adventure. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Let me know in the comments if you've either tried cooking a chicken this way or if you have any questions. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, happy cooking and get outdoors.